If your hunch is right, the cash will flow on Card Shark. And here's the host of Card Shark, Jim Perry.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And welcome to Card Shark. That's terrific. Thank you. Well, what a way to start the day. Thank you very much. That was a great opening poem, I must say. Incidentally, it was just a little while ago that we asked for people in the audience if they wanted to send in poems, and I understand their response has been great. We thank you, and keep them coming. We'll try to use all of them we can. That was a marvelous opening poem from Andy Carr from Santa Monica, California. Thank you, Andy. We are at sudden death in the first game of the best 2 out of 3 match, so we're going to open up the board and get to the cards. Janice and Ann, if you will, load in the cards, and we'll pick up right where we left off with these Card Sharks. Carol Phillips, our champion. Hi, Carol.
Yeah.
Would you again tell us about yourself?
Okay, I'm presently living in Newport Beach. I'm working in that area as a secretary and a waitress, and I moved over here about a year ago from Hawaii.
And you have won $1,100, which is going to take you where?
To Germany.
To visit your sister.
Yes.
That's good. Our challenger, Ron Otis. Hi, Ron. Nice to see you again.
Yes, nice to see you.
And why don't you tell us about yourself?
My name is Ron Otis. I'm single, firefighter, paramedic. I'm a native of California, and I like sports. I played football, basketball, and baseball.
Good. That's exciting work, the paramedics. You enjoy it?
Yes, it is. It's very interesting.
Good. Nice to have you both back here. Good luck to both of you. And each player has a deck of 52 playing cards, shuffled and cut before we go in the air. Carol, the champion, plays the upper cards, the red cards, and Ron, the challenger, the lower cards, the blue cards. Before you can begin calling high-low on the cards, you must win a high-low toss-up question. And as we left off, the question goes to you, Ron. And as you can see, it is question number 4 right away. We are at sudden death. Someone has to win on this play of the cards. Ron, we asked 100 married men, have you ever walked up to someone you thought was your wife and patted her behind, I guess, only to discover it was another woman? How many men said they had?
Oh, I say if they did it, I don't think they did it accidentally. Probably they did it on purpose. I say maybe, but not too many still. I say, no, I think it's lower than that. Accidentally, 14.
14.
Right. 14 is good answer.
I've done it.
Right.
And it's accidental.
14 is good answer.
Right, honey? It's accidental. Yeah, okay. He says 14. Carol, higher or lower than 14? I've accidentally patted another woman.
I would think that a lot of men, it would be easy to do. I'll have to say it's higher.
Oh, it's very easy to do, Carol.
Yes.
You say higher. If it's higher, you'll go to the board first. If not, it'll be Ron. The actual number of married men who walked up to someone they thought was their wife and patted her behind is 12. It's not higher. Ron, you were right on, Ron. Now, it is sudden death, Ron. You've got a 6, and of course you won the question. You have the right to change that 6. You need 4 cards to win. Carol has a 9. She needs just 1. You want to play it or pass it?
I think I'm going to change that base card and try and go all the way myself, Jim.
Okay.
Right.
Changing the 6 to a queen.
Good.
Now, Ron, if you can turn them all over, you've won the game, but one mistake and Carol wins.
Next card is going to be lower.
Lower than a queen. It is a 10. 1/4 of the way there.
Here we go. I'm going to go one more time. Next card is going to be lower.
Lower than a 10. Oh, no, today's it's not lower. It is sudden death. Carol wins the first game of the match. And $100. Let's set up for game 2, Janice, if you will. You're in a tough position there, Ron, because you, either way, either she plays with 1 or you need 4. It's a tough way to go.
Right. Well, I'm coming back.
That's
right?
That's
I'm
the way
going to come back. Right.
I remember yesterday's show you were so nervous. Now you're becoming a leader out here, Ron.
Well, it's better a leader than a follower, and right now I'm following, so I have to change it around.
Ron needs this game. Janice is setting up the same 2 decks of cards, so if you can remember what's been played, it is often a help. Carol, the question to you. Now, I must remind you, of course, that the law requires that you're supposed to report your winnings from gambling. That is the law. We asked 100 men who were gambling in Las Vegas. Be honest. Do you report your gambling winnings on your income tax? How many men said they do not report their winnings on their income tax?
I don't think very many men do. I would think that 80
80
Did
do
not.
not report their income tax.
Right.
They're gambling on their income tax,
Oh,
Ron.
let's see. I think that I know I don't report any winnings. And that's because I haven't won in Las Vegas. Could I say the percent? I think it's higher than that.
Even higher than
even
that?
higher than that.
The actual number of gamblers who do not report their winnings on their income tax is 92. Right.
Here we go.
Trying for that comeback.
Here we go.
Nice start. A
Oh,
4.
good card. Good card. I'm going to say the next card is higher.
Higher than a 4.
Hey, lower.
Lower than an 8. Here's a 3. Remember, you can freeze on
Okay,
any
I'm
card.
going on. The next card is higher.
Higher than a 3. Oh no, another 3. Oh, the cards were rolling for you, Ron, but now Carol gets a chance to play a 9. Gotta play it. You didn't win the question. You can't change it.
I'll say the next card is lower.
Lower than a 9. No, it's a queen. Couldn't take advantage of it, and Janice will fill in the spaces. And Ron, the question goes to you.
I'm ready.
We asked 100 people, which would be harder for you to give up for a week, the telephone or the television? How many said it would be harder to give up television?
Television? Oh, I think a lot of people would rather give up the telephone than television. Television is more entertaining for most people. I'd say would rather give up the
How many
telephone.
find it harder to give up television?
Oh, I'd say about 75.
75 would find it harder to give up television than the telephone, Carol.
Nowadays, people don't appreciate the television, and I think the telephone is much more important. I'll say it's lower.
The telephone is much more important. You say lower. The actual number of people to whom we are grateful who would find it harder to give up television is 52. It is lower, Carol. Yeah. Okay. And folks, we thank you, and I'll call you later. Carol, you've got a 9. You can change it now.
We'll change that.
And changing it to a 4. Good change.
Much better. We'll go higher.
Higher than a 4. Yes, it's a queen.
Good cards. We'll go lower.
Lower than a queen, and it's a 9.
Freeze.
You'll freeze.
Right
Move
there.
the freeze bar over. Can't take those cards away from you. And Carol, the question goes to you. We asked 100 8th grade boys and girls in Wabash, Indiana. Jack Benny was famous for playing what instrument? That's what we asked them. How many 8th graders knew he was famous for playing the violin?
Oh, I would think that would be pretty low. I would say that 15 knew.
15 knew that Jack Benny played the violin, Ron.
8th graders. I'm going to say 8th graders. Jack Benny. I think they know who Jack Benny is. I'm going to say it's just a little bit higher than that.
Say higher than
Yeah,
that.
just a little bit higher. 8th graders, yeah, they know what's happening.
Okay. Incidentally, in our poll, 2 of them said the tuba. Can you imagine Love and Bloom on the tuba? The actual number of 8th graders, however, who knew that Jack Benny was famous for playing the violin is 14. Not higher, Carol. Yeah. Carol was very close. We're looking at a 9.
We'll change that, Jim.
And you made a good change before. Oh, not this time. You're right up the middle with an 8.
I'll have to go higher.
Higher than an 8.
Or lower.
It's lower at 6. Ron was rooting for it, and he got it.
Okay, 4. I'm going to say the next card is higher than a 4.
Higher than a 4. And again, the high card, a king.
Come on, I'm going to say the next card is lower than a king.
Lower than a king. Yes, it's an 8.
I'm going to freeze right there, Jim.
Ron freezes. We'll fill in the space, and Ron was looking over here, and you're right. We're at sudden death, the last question.
Right.
Each player needs 2 cards to win. Ron, we asked 100 people, have you ever been harassed by a bill collector? How many said yes?
Oh, practically everyone, I would say, at one time or another. Bill, harassed, I say maybe 64.
64 have been harassed by a bill collector, Carol.
I would say that maybe they've gotten letters reminding them, but I don't think that many have actually been harassed. I'll say it is lower.
Lower. The actual number of people who have been harassed by a bill collector is 31. It's lower, Carol. Carol, it's sudden death. You need 2 cards. Ron needs 2. Do you want to play it or pass it?
We'll pass it.
You'll pass it to Ron. He's looking at an 8. You can't change it.
I've seen a
You
lot
need
of
them
high
both.
cards there. I've seen a lot of high cards, so I'm going to have to say the next card is lower than an 8.
And remember, one mistake and Carol retains the championship. Lower than an 8. No, it's a king. It's higher. Carol has done it again. Congratulations, Carol. Ron didn't like you this time. Thank you for joining us. We have a nice party gift for you. Thank you, Ron. Ron Otis. Carol, come on down here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Carol will play the money cards where she can win thousands of dollars right after this.